Hello, lovelies. I am so excited to share the ultimate Quince jeans guide with you because not every pair of Quince jeans is created equal. So I've tried on 10 different pairs of Quince jeans so that you don't have to, and so that the next time that you are looking to add a pair of jeans to your wardrobe, you know exactly which pair to select. When you look on their website, it can be a little bit overwhelming because they have so many beautiful shades and washes of so many jeans, including high rise, low rise, different inseams in every shape that you can imagine. Not only will I be showing the jeans in full detail and my thoughts on each one, but I'm also going to be styling each one, of course. I'm going to give you a dressy and a casual look for each pair so that you can really start to picture what you might be wearing them with this season. Welcome back, and if you're new, I'm Ziva, and I'm so excited that you're here. If you love modern style with timeless taste, make sure to hit the subscribe button. If you see something that you love, everything is linked with sizing in the description below, in a pinned comment, on YouTube Shopping, and a QR code in case you're watching this on your television. I want to start by covering the different names that Quince jeans have so that it kind of dispels a little bit about why they are naming each pair the way that they do. We'll start with Bella's because these are the ones that I started with and that I probably have worn the most. When you see the word Bella on Quince, it just means that these are their high-rise jeans. Alternatively, Luna means mid-rise. Now, you don't see these a lot, but they also do have a more slouchy, low slung cut that they call Maya as well. And you'll see only a couple of different pairs of jeans like this. I don't have any in the array to show you today, but if you are looking for a more low slung fit, then these are available. Now, there's also two kinds of pull-on jeans. And if you haven't tried pull-on jeans, then I can't wait to show you what happened with mine because it was ridiculous. Nina's are their high-rise and Mia's are their mid-rise pull-on jeans. And if you can't keep all of this straight, I will put everything in the description below so you don't have to guess. Now, as if this weren't enough, there's more things to consider when shopping Quince jeans. We have inseams here. For the most part, with the exception of the barrel leg jeans, there's usually 3 inseams. There's long, which is 32 inches, regular at 30, and then petite at 28. Usually. Sometimes it kind of like gives and takes depending on the cut, but for the most part, this is how they structure their different inseams, which is absolutely key because if your inseam doesn't fit, then no matter what you do with styling, it's never going to look right. So Quince has done a lot of the heavy lifting for you in providing the different inseams, different rises, but they didn't stop there. They also have a curvy section which specializes in having a no gap waist. And let me know if you can relate to this. Sometimes in jeans, when it fits your hips and your booty and your thighs, by the time that all of that fits, guess what? Your waist doesn't fit. And it's the worst thing ever. There's so many different hacks to address this, like doing a scarf and doing a hair tie in the back and trying to like cinch your waist together. And Quince has resolved that by providing a curvy section. Now, I usually have that problem with other denim brands, but with Quince, I have found that their regular jeans fit me pretty well. But I have experienced this before where you kind of can't make everything add up. So if you have that problem and you have an itty bitty waist and you're having a hard time fitting that and you're a little bit more curvy, then check it out. And they also have a plus size section as well as petite inherently because they have that short inseam option. So let's get right to the jeans, and you don't want to miss the last one because this is the surprising pair that you're not going to want to miss this fall season. We'll start with what I believe is one of their most flattering fits based on my experience with them personally, on my friends and family, on my clients, and also in the numbers. I feel like these are best sellers. They're the Bella wide leg jeans. I have them in the dark wash, which looks really elegant, and this wash is going to be everywhere this season, so make sure to keep that in the back of your mind. And then I also have them in a black, which I love equally. If you watch my channel, you have seen these jeans before quite a bit. If you want more styling tips and a deeper dive into wide legs in general, I just did this video where I share a lot of the do's and don'ts, including a lot of detail around shoes and different tops to wear with wide leg jeans, but essentially these are going to be very flattering on most of us. They're really easy to style. It's hard to get the shoes wrong unless you wear like a clunky knee-high cowboy boot underneath. You're going to be fine with this beautiful pair of jeans. The inseam that I'm wearing throughout the entire video is a 30, just for reference, so that's kind of something consistent to keep in your mind. I'm 5'4", and that's usually the inseam that I pick unless I want to commit to wearing heels for no particular reason. Again, these are high-waisted. One of the things that I want to call attention to is the placement of the pockets, which is the perfect distance apart from one another. So when I flip around, you can see on my booty, the pockets aren't too far apart. They're not going to make my hips look wider than they are, and they're not too high up so that it looks like I have a droopy butt, and they're also not too far down where it kind of looks like I have a very long butt, right? So they're a really great placement of pockets, which are things that we don't really think about until we're out there in the wild and we're like, wow, why do these look so wrong? Now, in terms of styling them, since every other pair of jeans is going to be a shade of blue, I thought I would go for the black ones just for a little variety. For a more casual look, I'm styling these jeans with a chambray shirt. This one is also by Quince, and I love it. It's very lightweight, very easy to style and layer as well. And also chocolate brown ankle boots that have a slight pointy toe. The Quince Magnolian Cashmere oversized sweater that is probably my favorite sweater of all time. I literally have overworn it so much, and it's such an easy layer. It's one of those pieces that's going to be your best friend in the fall winter. For this look, I wanted to keep the 3-color rule going. So the blue of the chambray, the black, and then playing with brown tones. And so I finished the look off with my Parisa Wang suede tote just to have it feel like anytime you wear a bigger bag, it just looks a little bit more casual. Now for the dressy look, I'm wearing a very fun Ralph Lauren inspired shirt by Amazon that many of you loved. I forgot what video it was, but I shared it here a couple of videos ago, and it's such a great top. Now I'm belting it here, also wearing ankle boots, and this just feels a lot more polished given the statement at the neck, the belting, and also the tucking of the shirt. And if you want more ideas on how to tuck your shirts, make sure to head to this video after this. Now, another pair of jeans that's really similar to the Bella wide leg jeans is number 2, the Luna ones. I got these in a more true blue color that is beautiful. I really love dark wash, but sometimes you just want a very classic hue for your jeans, and these did not disappoint. To be honest with you, I did not sense a huge difference between the Luna and the Bella cut. Yes, these are a little bit more mid-rise, but it's not like with the Bellas that I feel like I'm suffocating. You know how sometimes with some high-rise jeans, you're so aware that they're right by your rib cage, and I don't know, it's really uncomfortable, and I'm fairly short-waisted. I didn't really feel that. I did feel like they were a little bit more relaxed perhaps, but I love this shade of blue. So I think when I'm coming up to the camera and I'm showing them to you without any styling, you can kind of see how they are a little bit shorter, but not by much. In any case, I loved styling this in a casual way. For this pair of jeans, I wanted to have some fun about styling a very similar outfit and just tweaking it from day to night, I would say. So for the daytime look, I'm doing a white t-shirt. I love organic basics, or to make a really great t-shirt, and wearing it underneath a cable knit cardigan. This one's by Ralph Lauren, but Quince also has one that looks nearly identical and better for budget, and just making the layering very intentional so that you can definitely see that I have a white tee underneath, therefore making it more casual. Then also wearing the leather suede sneakers that complement the coloring beautifully, and finishing the look off with a little crossbody bag. This one is by Oleada. I have a discount code for 15% off site-wide if you want like a really solid work bag that will go anywhere with you. This is one of their smaller bags, and Quince also happens to have a bag that has an uncanny resemblance to this one. Just saying. Now for the fancier way of wearing this outfit, I lost the t-shirt, okay? And I'm getting a little bit sexier by leaving that unbuttoning and losing that white t-shirt underneath, making it more into like an evening look, and then kind of opting for a little bit of a surprise third color. And it would have been easy for me to go with more browns, but adding burgundy instead, just to say that I know what I'm doing, that I know that fall is here. It's a very relevant color and it's unexpected, which we love. I'm also wearing kind of like a very cherry slingback glossy shoe that it also makes it a little bit dressier, a quilted burgundy bag, and we're calling it a night. Number 3 is another favorite. It's the flare leg jeans in a dark wash. Oh, these look so elegant, and I don't know, I just really love them. Let me know your thoughts below. Do you love them as much as I do? Right off the bat, you can just tell that I just look a little longer, a little bit more streamlined because of that flare leg. I'm telling you, anytime you wear them and the flare is right, like the way it is with these jeans, like it flares out just at the right moment. If it doesn't flare out at the right moment, it just makes your whole leg look kind of, where's her thigh? Like, where's her calf? Like, you don't know what's happening. But with this one, it's very deliberate. Like right in the mid calf, it starts to flare and it just provides some length for you. Now for these, I could feel the mid rise in a way that I couldn't feel that same in the wide leg jeans. For these, I was like, yep, these are not Bellas. These are Lunas. I don't know. I think that they kind of elongate my torso a little bit, which my particular shape can handle because I'm a little bit more short-waisted, but it is such a personal preference. Now for the casual styling of these, I'm going to take a cue from Matthew Blazy. We'll call it Blazygate. And I love calling it that because I feel like he's rubbed so many people the wrong way. But I don't know, at least everyone's talking about Chanel now. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below if you follow this story closely and creative directors that take over luxury brands. But in his debuting show where he went into the New York City subway, he used the I Love New York t-shirt constantly. And I feel like they're kind of everywhere now. So I couldn't resist. There's my I Love New York shirt. And it's not even with irony. Like I've always loved and had this shirt. So for me, it's just like another day, but now it's like trendy. And I'm adding a leather jacket that is a little bit more elegant than just like a moto. It's definitely more tailored and beautiful. Sneakers. And that's basically the look. For the fancy look, I'm doing a 180 and going more the Ralph Lauren inspired look. This beautiful green top is a high neck, green paisley. Paisley has just been really hot this summer, and I think it's going to continue into fall given the palettes and lookbooks that I've been looking at. This shirt is really affordable. I'm wearing a brown belt, the chocolate brown ankle boots, a navy blazer. This is my favorite one by Zazan, and my suede tote bag. We've covered wide legs, flare legs. Now let's go straight because straight leg jeans are very coveted in this time period where there's a little bit of madness of like our skinny jeans in style, our like really huge barrel jeans in style. And so straight leg jeans just feel very sobering. The ones that I got are Bella, so that means high rise. And for the casual look, I kind of pushed the envelope a little bit into a little dressier and pairing a black turtleneck with a black blazer, a brown belt, two-tone ballerinas, and the suede tote bag, which apparently I can't stop wearing. I put this look in the casual bucket because this is a great travel outfit. And when you travel, you need to be a little bit more on the casual side. You need to be comfortable. It's very accessible, but it's also just put together. So this is my story and I'm sticking to it. Now for the dressy look, I'm using the crew neck cashmere sweater by Quince, a brown western inspired by Free People, my Inez suede boots. I have a 15% off discount code in case you love them. And then I'm adding one of my favorite blazers of all time, the Ralph Lauren herringbone blazer that I cannot recommend enough. Also, and if you love the look of this and want something that's better for budget, Quince also has a beautiful wool one that looks very similar. And then to add a little bit of drama and fun to the look, I also added a suede French bag. This one's by Ralph Lauren. I'll find a couple. I think Isabel Marant still has one that's very similar. And then a Twilly by Amazon. So very high-low outfit, but overall just a little bit more put together, elegant, and dressed up. The quick note about these jeans is that pretty much the only footwear that you might want to stay away from is an ankle boot that directly competes with the hemline of where the jean ends. So if you have a collar of the boot that's kind of like sitting really close to where your jeans end and it's kind of like half going in and not quite over the ankle boot, it's just going to look really messy. Or if you have a very short ankle boot and it's just showing your ankles, it just breaks up the line and makes your legs look short. Moving on to some trendier jeans. Let's talk about the barrels because the Quince barrel leg jeans were the ones that changed my mind. I would scream to whoever would listen to me, they're not for me, I don't like them. And I tried these and instantly my mind was switched. A quick note about the barrel leg jeans is that they do not have a variance in inseam. So if you are not average height like me, they're probably going to be a little bit cropped on you. And the weird thing about barrels is that I feel like most of the time brands are just looking for a crop look. I don't know why, but I kind of like a longer look no matter what, but the choice is yours. These are Bellas, so that means high rise. And let me show you a couple different ways that I style them. I have them in two different washes. For the casual look, I'm using the Obsidian Blue, which is a darker, very blue wash that it looks very striking. I'm wearing the glove flats, also by Quince, a zip-up pullover by Lily Silk that is amazing. It's just a really great material. And I love anything Lily Silk. And if you want more looks by them, I just feature them in my fall trends video. So make sure to head there after this. And then a black East-West tote bag. And then finishing off the look with kind of like a matching chore jacket that's also denim. This one is by Zazan. It's the Will jacket and it's just a very relaxed European style look. So this is my casual look with the barrels. Now for a dressier look, a navy turtleneck and then finishing the look off with that wool blazer I was telling you about by Quince that's amazing, only $100, and it will be a blazer that you reach for time and time again throughout the fall. I think these barrels work so well because the curve of the barrel is not so huge and exaggerated that you feel like you're an Oompa Loompa. It just feels like you have that kind of curvature and modern lines that we're looking for, but it doesn't feel like you lost your horse out there in the West. Since we're talking about exaggerated curves here, let's talk about the ultra wide leg jeans. They're called the palazzo jeans, and these are also Bella high rise. I didn't know how I was going to feel about these, and these have been in and out of my cart so many times. And this time I was like, you know what? I'm ready for something crazy. And guess what? They're not that crazy. They're just like really fun, and they add such a fun shape to the outfit. So if you are looking for those exaggerated proportions that we're going to see a lot of in the fall season per editors, like there's a lot of attention to big dramatic lines and exaggerated silhouettes, big shoulders and that kind of thing. The pants are a great way to do it because you can play around with having a smaller top or just kind of balancing the volume of the bottom with a blazer. It can get really fun. For the styling, I thought it would be really fun to do another day to night look. So I'm wearing the same top in both looks, the chambray shirt that I showed you before. And for the casual look, I'm just leaving it untucked. I'm buttoning a little bit, doing one of my favorite hacks that I like to do just to kind of like move one of the sides over of the shirt and have visibility to my waist. And so that really kind of takes care of a lot of things at once. It helps provide a visual for your waistline. It also like kind of gives your shirt some fun shape. And finishing the look off with a really cute checkered popover jacket that's also a high neck by Amazon. Now in terms of the dressier look, I'm tucking the shirt, adding a belt. This one is an equestrian belt by Ralph Lauren, adding a silk scarf that also complements the burgundy in the belt, adding burgundy satin shoes that are also supposed to be a big trend this fall, which by the way, I can't reconcile it in my mind because like I love the satin shoes and I love these one in particular, but doesn't it get like wetter and colder and like aren't we gonna just mess them up? But that's a different problem for a different video. And then finishing off the look with a navy trench coat just to kind of keep all the hues in the same family. And then for a bag, doing the Oleata East West in the scarlet that is just pops beautifully against the denim on denim. Next, we're moving on to the rigid jeans that are pretty new. They sold out for a while there. I got them in a white and I also sized up, which I wish I hadn't done because I feel like it kind of messes with the fit a little bit. I'm not really sure what would have happened if I would have gotten my regular size. I don't know why I did that. Actually, I know exactly why I did that because I have white jeans that are the flare leg jeans, also by Quince, and I've always felt like I should have sized up, but they're a totally different cut and I can see the pockets through those jeans, which really bothers me. So I thought if I'm going to have a similar issue, then I might as well size up and I won't have the pocket problem and just kind of feeling the denim is a little bit too thin, which is how I feel with the white flare leg jeans by Quince, which I don't really recommend if you have a huge hang up with your pockets showing through your pants, which I apparently do, but some people don't care. But it doesn't matter what you do, they always show. For this pair, the rigid denim is a little thicker, so I wouldn't have had that problem, but now I'm just left with kind of like a slouchy jean that you can't really see what's going on at all, but that's okay. This is another pair that's also a little bit cropped, so just a word of caution for the casual look, keeping the chambray shirt, the braided belt, suede sneakers, adding a raffia bag, and then for the dressier look, adding in a black linen vest, also by Quince. I love this. I have the set, like the trousers with the vest, and it's just chef's kiss. But I love that I can just kind of mix and match the separates, and in this case, I think that black and white looks amazing. So also pairing these with the strappy ballet flats that I've also had these for a long time. I love them, and they look so much more expensive than they are. And then because I added in some cognac into the outfit, finished the look with the slouchy suede bag that I've also had forever. It's an amazing bag. And if you're just looking for a kind of like a grab and go bag for fall, winter, this is great. Now, should we go to some bad news? Now, the jeans that I thought I would love that I did not, drum roll, are the Bella front pocket cropped jeans. I am not a foe of cropped jeans. I like them. I like them all year long. However, these just made me feel like a little shapeless, a little frumpy, no matter what I did with them. And I think the cut isn't just there yet, you know? I love front pocket jeans as well. it's kind of my thing. It feels very European and Jane Birkin-ish. No, that's not at all what happened here. I just feel like it didn't get there. However, having said that, were they comfortable? Yes, they're super comfortable. And also, like, I could see myself sitting in them all day, but I didn't necessarily want to like go out in public in them, if that makes any sense. Let me style them for you in any case. For the casual look, I'm wearing a white t-shirt, a sweatshirt, because let's just like double down on the casual vibe of this. Black and white loafers, the quilted barn jacket by Quince that is amazing. Like if you want a really pretty textured fall jacket, this is it. And then for the dressy version, I'm wearing platforms just to try to save the proportion here a little bit and just to make me feel a little bit more dressy. Very beautiful cardigan by Zazan. And then adding a Zazan inspired trench by Amazon that's plaid. It literally looks identical. I don't know how they did this, but it's beautiful. It's amazing. So if you've been wanting a plaid trench coat that looks a lot more expensive than it is, this is great. And then finishing the look off with a little burgundy Demolier London New York tote, which is up there. It's one of my favorite bags. A 180 from that, in happier news, jeans that I thought I wouldn't like but loved are the pull-on jeans. Isn't that weird? I've been very judgmental about pull-on jeans. I'm like, no, it just kind of looks like you gave up or whatever. No, I scratch all that. It doesn't look like that at all. I think the key is getting the right ones, not like the really like poorly rated Amazon ones, right? These are amazing. These are what are called the Nina ones. Remember, there's also the Mia ones that are the mid-rise pull-on. So they have two different types depending on your preference. And these are a flare-like shape. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's just the shape that I like. And I found it very easy to style these. For the casual look, I'm wearing the trusty waffle tank that we all obsessed about this summer. Raise your hand if you don't have this, okay? Let me know if you don't have it. I don't think there's anybody out there that doesn't have this. Then the linen cropped jacket that is also amazing. I got it in navy. I just think it was meant to be with this outfit. It looks beautiful. And then kind of some Birkenstock-ish sandals that lean into the vibe and a little pop of red barrel bag, also by Quince, that is back in stock because we sold it out for a hot minute there. Now for the dressy look, I'm adding some fancy blazer that's just perfect blend of plaids and gorgeous fuchsias and all the things. It's no longer in stock, unfortunately, but I will link anything I can find that's similar to it. It's a great blazer that's very eye-catching. Also another favorite shirt, the Dolman black top that just hides every sin, bloated, arms that you don't like anything you don't like about your top. If you wear this top, it hides it. I swear, it's amazing. I only have it in a black, but they have them in every color as well. The kitten heel mules, which are always so elongating and make me feel really elegant. And then the Oleata bag, the East West in a scarlet. Now, as promised, the jeans that you need, you can actually get them in any flavor. I would recommend the straight leg jeans just because those are the most classic and they're really easy to wear with ankle boots and ballet flats, loafers. But this is the kicker, get them in brown. You will not regret it. These brown jeans are some of my favorite bottoms of all time. Like not even like in a category, like they're just amazing. They look very intentional. They look like you know what you're doing, like you made a very deliberate choice to get brown denim. And I feel like not a lot of people do that. Just saying, it just looks very classic. It's easy to dress up. I've worn them from anything to like the wool herringbone to a very simple top. The shirt that I'm wearing here, which is, I talk about the shirt all the time. It's my silk Quince shirt that I wear all the time. Worn it with this. So it's really hard to go wrong with these jeans. And I can't recommend them enough as we head into the fall winter season. I hope that now you're excited versus intimidated about shopping for your Quince jeans. Let me know if you have any questions. And if you are like, okay, I know what jeans I'm getting, but what am I going to do about the tops? Then you're in luck because I just did a video on how to style your oversized shirt, which is another huge trend for fall 2026. I'll see you there. And if you learned something today, make sure to hit the subscribe button.